Okay, everybody, so welcome to Monday's 3 o'clock call. We have Franklin Spicer from Pegasus Online back on the phone with us today. He was with us last week as well. We were introducing his website design creation service, a couple of different options there. You can do a standard website, or he can do an e-commerce website if a business is actually going to be selling something from their site. But today we're actually here to talk about a couple of other services that they offer, which we're really, really excited to add into the Agora marketplace. And that's going to be SEO, search engine optimization, as well as paid traffic campaigns, so like pay-per-click campaigns. So we're going to talk a little bit more, or get into depth about both of those services and what that looks like coming from Pegasus Online. So before I kick it off, Vince, is there anything that you want to add in before we go ahead and then hand on over to Franklin?
Yeah, and thank you, Jeremy. So I'm really excited about this call today for a number of reasons, because as an internet marketer, I've been doing internet marketing for years, and I've built websites and done SEO and the paid traffic and done a lot of this for customers. But for us to find a company to partner with that can take this over at this level and also at the price range is really incredible. And we're also making some adjustments because I had actually hunted around to try to find a good company for the paid traffic part of all this, and I couldn't find a good fit with us. And when Franklin brought it up, when we were talking about the websites and the e-commerce and all that, the websites and local SEO, he mentioned, I said, well, let me look at what you have. And I was very impressed at where he starts at, because you're going to find that when you have the difference between SEO and paid traffic, we're going to talk about both of them. Both of them are very important. But when you have a customer that needs to get results right away, the paid traffic is so incredible, because you can get them there, is pretty much once you launch that campaign, they're getting up on Google and they can get leads right away. Problem is most companies don't want to do it at an affordable rate, or they don't let someone come in at the lower end. And a lot of our customers, your small end or your medium customers, don't want to drop down $1,000 or $1,500 right out of the gate. So we have an awesome solution for you today. You're going to see the importance of local SEO and then paid traffic. And Franklin, I don't know if you're there, but could you? I don't know where you want to start, but we're really excited to have you on the call today and our partnership with you. And this is, and I also wanted the same company that did the websites to do the SEO, because as you're building the website, you can build the SEO in it. He's already building a website for one of our, we just got him in last week, and Gene has one of her clients has actually got a website. I saw the video, which is really cool. They put together a video, put it in there. But once you get that website, you've got to get traffic to it. And I always show the picture of a billboard out in the desert. You could have a great website, but if there's no traffic coming to it, then it might as well be out in the desert. It doesn't matter how good it looks. So you want to drop a really good-looking website in the heart of the traffic. So there's a couple strategies. That's going to be local SEO and also paid traffic. And in the paid traffic, he's going to get in talking about LinkedIn, Facebook, and then also Google pay-per-click campaigns and what's the best fit for them. So Franklin, with that, I'm going to hand it off to you, and thank you. We're really glad to have you, and we're thankful for this partnership.
Yeah, thank you, Jeremy, and thank you, Vince. So, I think, Vince, you were saying, with the paid traffic, let's start there. Because, when a business first starts out, they need to get visibility. They need to get clients. They need to get customers. So the fastest way to get them customers, is with paid traffic. So it's a really good solution to start driving traffic to them. And so the packages that we offer and the way that we go is, so let's select, there's 3 platforms that we offer paid traffic or management for. Google, as you said, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So what we are the managers of these campaigns. So basically the way that I tell clients is, look, would you go into a casino and hand them all your money and say, tell me if I win? Because you know that the casino's not going to let you win. They're going to take all your money. Well, that's the same thing as if you go to Google and try and manage your own campaign. or Facebook or LinkedIn. Yeah, you can do it yourself, but especially Google, very sophisticated system. And if you don't understand it, then you're going to be just basically be giving them money, lots of money, and to the point where you're going to get frustrated. You're going to say it doesn't work, and then and it won't work if you don't know how to do it. So that's the first thing to understand, is that we're the managers of these campaigns. So there's a couple things that set us apart, especially with our packages. So with our packages, basically, you don't have to, as the person that's selling to the client, you don't have to understand should they advertise on Google, Facebook, or LinkedIn, because the packages are set up so that we will determine which is the best platform. And generally, if people are actively searching for a business, as an example, appliance repair, that's typically something that you need when you need, or heater repair or something. So you're going to go out and search for it. So Google AdWords is typically, if people are actively searching for your business, then that's a good option. If you have where you need to get people's attention, that may not necessarily be searching for your ads, and I'm trying to think of like a good example of one of the Facebook ads that we're running. As an example, payment processing. We have a payment processor that's actually part of Agora that we're running Facebook campaigns for, because we can go out and we can target an audience of small business owners in order to introduce them to the payment solutions, where normally people may not be looking at or searching for payment processors because they don't really understand what they need. So Facebook is a really good way to, and it's a large a large platform, so that you can really get really specific about who you're targeting, their interests, their likes, who they are, their income levels, their age, all that. And it's got it's a huge platform, so the audiences are very big. And typically Facebook, if you set it up correctly, tends to be the most or least inexpensive out of the three, but not always. Google's can sometimes be inexpensive as well. And then LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is primarily B2B. We're not really doing any B2C kind of business. Where on Facebook, we can do B2B as well as B2C. LinkedIn is it's a smaller platform. And again, we have another payment processor that we're doing a LinkedIn ad for, and he's getting good results from LinkedIn, but the audience is much smaller. But we can also really target and a more laser focus the CEOs, the managers, the people that make the decisions. Where on Facebook, it's a little bit harder to do that. So coming back, first thing we got to do is figure out what kind of clients, customers that the business wants, and then we'll figure out based on that how people are searching for, or how we can get the brand awareness and get them introduced to the company. So we figure out the platform. So all packages, again, you don't have to figure it out. We figure it out when we do the intake with the client. Where's the best place to do that for them? And then we may determine too that there might be multiple platforms, and then again, you have the chance to upsell them to, if they want to run in Google and Facebook at the same time, as an example. So what have I missed, Vince?
Oh, that's good. Now, you're talking about the paid traffic, and can you tell them kind of like, you went over some examples of like, when you start with a client at this amount right here, what does it include? So the 147, that goes up to $500, right?
Yes.
Jeremy, want to click on the plans? Well, let's talk about these plans a little deeper about what it includes.
Sure. Yeah. So the first step is to identify how we're going to reach the audience. Again, is it Google, Facebook, LinkedIn? How we're going to reach them. So that's for all the plans. We got to figure that out. Figure out, how people if they're searching, or where the audiences are on each of these platforms. So once we do that, then we also, we as part of the process, we got to figure out, what is it that the business wants to sell, the service, product, etc., and what is their positioning? Meaning, are they price competitive? Are they value competitive? What is the position that we're going to take on our ad campaign? We got to identify the audience. We also need to know how we're going to connect with the audience. And as part of that position, we also have to identify how once we present the ad and we get the interest of the person and they click through, where are we driving them to? Are we taking them to the website? Or we take them to a specific landing page, we take them to a specific page on the website. We have to have continuity, right? So this is all part of the setup. With the starter plan, which is the most inexpensive one, you get one campaign, which has one ad group and has multiple ads, a couple ads. You can see here, depending on the package, the more ad groups you get and the number of ads you get. So we're always going to give them at least two, because when we set it up, let's say as Facebook as an example, we're going to put two variations of an ad in, and then we're going to watch it typically we run a Facebook ad for a week, 7 to 10 business days, and then we stop it, we evaluate, so basically what we're doing is we're split testing with the ads. So we're always going to give them at least two ads. And then based on that, then we may stop one of the ads if it's ineffective and put in a second ad. So they get the one ad group, the two ads. An ad group, as an example, I've got a salon here in Portland that we've been working with, both on the local SEO level, but also they just recently started ads. We started them with AdWords about a month or so ago, and she's just ecstatic because she's getting calls like every day between the two efforts. But we broke it into two ad groups. One ad group was specific to her; she does gel nails, and then the other ad group was specific to waxing. So that's just to give you an idea of what an ad group is. And then within each one of those ad groups is a couple ads specific to that ad group, because you've got to have continuity. You've got to be very specific. Specific is terrific. If you get too general, then people aren't going to respond. They're not going to feel that they're connecting to you and to your campaign. So we need to be very specific on who we're targeting, how we're targeting, and then the message we're giving them, and then where they land and the call to action. So there's all that continuity. So a long answer to a short question, but coming back to it, if you scroll down a little bit, Jeremy, you'll see that on the other plans, once they're set up, so there's a lot of attention that we have to put in that first month. So there's a lot of attention to get going, get things where we're getting to use the analogy of the stool getting on three legs. We got to get that fourth leg up to get the stool stable, and so there's a lot of attention that first month. After the first month, we start monitoring and making adjustments, and depending on the package, it's either bi-weekly, weekly, or daily, depending on the level. And then the maximum campaign spend you can see. So for the initial is $500. So if someone's not willing to spend at least $300 in addition to our campaign management fee, then they shouldn't be in the game, because you need to spend at least $10 a day on any of the platforms to really be competitive and to see results. So that's why we do the first one is a $500 campaign spend, and so the other thing I'm going to mention too that we do, which is different than a lot of other agencies, is that when we set up the campaigns for the client, they are set up directly with Google or Facebook or LinkedIn, where they're paying directly to them for the ads that they're being charged for. They're paying us our management fee, so they know exactly what they're paying me, and they know exactly how much has been spent and what they're paying for the provider, the platform, Google, Facebook, or LinkedIn. A lot of agencies will say, "Hey, give me $1,000 and we'll run ads." They pocket $800, spend $200 on the ad campaign. We don't do that. We want to be real clear and transparent, so they know exactly what they're spending, and they determine. They'll say, "Hey, I can afford $15 a day," or what it is, and then we set it. And then sometimes, like we have a house cleaner in Reno that's been with us for 9 years now, and We had to stop the AdWords campaign because they're just getting too many clients. They can't handle all the work. So they can always pause it for a week or two or for a period of time, and then we can restart them. The one thing I need to make clear is that we own the intellectual property. Meaning that we set up the ads, we set up the ad campaign. So if the client decides they don't want to continue, that's fine. We take down the ads. But it prohibits the clients from then saying, oh, they've set it up. I'm just going to take their work and just do it myself. So we own the intellectual property. That's how we can do this so affordably, is because we want them to see the results, and we show them on a monthly basis. And you'll see that on here. They get a monthly video progress report. So I go through, I send them a video. I don't send them paper reports on this one. I just send them a video where it's 5 to 10 minutes where I go through and explain, all the numbers. And then the ultimate is we always check in with them. Are you getting phone calls? If we're not set up with contact forms, which typically we are, I'll see that. But also I need to know, are you getting phone calls? Are you happy? Are you getting clients? So we're checking in along with those monthly progress reports to make sure that they're getting return on investment. Because again, it's a month-to-month service. I need to show them they're getting on a return on investment, and keep them happy so that they stay with us, and that we all, it's a win-win for all of us. Oh,
yeah.
One other thing. Okay, let me add this, Vince. One other thing too is that at the price point that we're at on the starter package, the beauty of this is, for a little bit of money, they can put their toe in the water before they jump completely in. And you can always upgrade to a higher package, right? And most of the time, paid traffic works. Most of the time. But it's like stocks. You find a good stockbroker who knows the system and has a high probability of success. That's what we are. There's some niches like realtors. We haven't just had a lot of success with realtors. But for most people, we have success. It's very rare, but that's the other beauty of the starter package, is that we can test it. It's a really great way to really test and make sure that they have a product that is going to sell, a product or service that people really want and that are interested in, without spending thousands and thousands of dollars and then coming back with nothing.
Exactly. Well, a couple things here too is, I've been in this game for a while. I don't know, some of you guys on the phone call, maybe you've either done AdWords yourself or you don't know much about it. And those that will listen to this recording later, because we have a lot of different people that join Agora and listen to these calls. But it's really important to understand when someone is in business, they just want clients. They don't care how we do it, what we do. I could teach the 5 pillars of the internet all day long. We can give them all these facts. At the end of the day, that doesn't mean anything. They just want their phone to ring, right? And when you're dealing with a campaign like this, what's nice about it is it's trackable, very trackable, and like when they run the split campaigns. And it's also an immediate satisfaction. That's why I wanted to put this into Agora, because I knew the importance of what it would be to have a service like this at a low end. I wasn't able to find a company that would come in and do it exactly like this. And so when he showed me how he set up, how he does it, I'm totally sold, because this is exactly how I see it being done. And I wanted to find the right partnership with Agora. So customers just care about clients. So there's 2 strategies, right? You have the paid campaigns or the paid traffic, and then you have the SEO. The reason why it's really important for you to understand the difference between the 2 of them and what they do is because when you get a client, it's really important out of the gate if you can get them some customers really quickly, right? So this is a quick, easy fix, and we wanted to add this in, and we actually made some adjustments to our starter packages. And Jeremy, if you can go over there to our starter package, because I wanted to get people jumped on this more than on SEO, because SEO takes a little bit of time and can sometimes take up to 6 months. We do have a product we've been using, gets on there faster, but sometimes it's not trackable, and also it takes longer to get up there, and also Google can change its algorithm and wipe out all the work that you did to get your client up on the top of Google. Can you go to the members right there, Jeremy, and go into our packages? So we wanted to let you know that we made a change down here. We're always making adjustments, and there's something that I like Keith said, but it's called the pivot. You always want to pivot in your company, but we change these up. So if you look at this here, for 340 down, 343 today, 285 a month, right? And you scroll down, Jeremy. This is a really good starter package with someone that has a website. This will get them the Compass, they'll give them the membership, and they'll give them Sotellus to get reviews, and this will get them a paid campaign. And I would start somewhere. This is a really good place to start. Now, depending upon your client, now you might have someone that has a bigger budget. So you really have to do fact-finding with your client to find out what route to go. But if you have someone new, they want to dip their toe in the water, this is a great place to start. If you have someone that has some experience and they're maybe not happy with who they were using, then we can drop them into a heavier pack, but this is a great way to start. So put them right here into a starter package. Now, let's say you have a client, like Gene has a client right now, and they hardly have anything online. So in that situation, I wouldn't come here with this package, because why would you do a paid traffic campaign if they don't have any reviews, they got no website, they have nothing, right? So Jeremy, if you can scroll down. If you have a client that doesn't have anything, not even a website, then definitely don't give them a paid traffic campaign. Jeremy, can you scroll down? You'd want to start them on a campaign like this. This will get their directories set up. This will get them, that'll give them the Agora Compass. This will give them Sotellus. Let's get some reviews. It's really important when you sell Sotellus that you get them reviews. I sat down with a lot of my clients and just helped them get reviews. And then get them a website. And then once the website is done, once you get this website up and done, if they don't have one, then what you do, you go into Agora, Jeremy, can you go into the marketplace, and then you put them on a paid traffic campaign. So some people might have some social media. I think in Jean's case, right, the company she's worked already has some social media going, so we're doing a paid campaign with 99 Social for the social media. But then I said, hey, as soon as that website's done and Pegasus is doing the website for them, you need to get them on a paid traffic campaign. And Franklin, how fast can someone how fast could you get a campaign up, and how fast potentially could their phone ring? Like, let's say today, if I said, hey, I want this today, how fast could this be up and going and them getting calls?
Yeah, so a realistic expectation is to tell them 7 to 10 business days. Sometimes we can do it faster, but typically that's what it is 7 to 10 business days. But so within a week is usually the fastest, because there is a lot of work on the setup. The fastest we've ever got one up and running is within 1 business week. But that's why I say 7 to 10 business days is a really good expectation. And then once it's up and running, then we really monitor closely for the first few weeks after that, to really make sure, and we do, like I said, we run it for 7 days or so, and then we stop it. We talk with the client. We see what kind of results we're getting. We really dialed in. So within 7 to 10 business days, you can have traffic come into you, compared to, like you said, with local SEO. You're looking, and realistically 3-6 months or more, depending on how competitive the niche is, the business is. Yeah,
we'll get into SEO in just a moment here.
Exactly.
So let's go back to like what I teach. I teach the 5 pillars of the internet, and I'm going to stick to it. 1, look, someone's got to have a website. That's the hub of everything, dude. They have to have a good website, right? Then the next thing is they need reviews. And I tie the reviews in with the directories, because a lot of the directories is where you get your reviews, like Yelp, Google My Business. A lot of those directories are where you're going to get reviews. So people have to have really good reviews. Now, statistics say if you have 20-plus reviews, you'll get higher results on your conversion on your website. Then the next thing I teach is video. People will stay on a website 66% longer if video is present, and they'll also convert 88% more of the time. Then I get into social media. Then I get into Google. Now, the reason I brought those first 3 up, your website, reviews, and video. If you have all that together and looking good, when you run a paid campaign to your website, you got a lot of reviews on there, and you have a lot of video, and the website looks really good, has high conversion, you're going to get a higher level of conversion. And it takes a company like this to actually go after the targeted people, because you want to be right there when they're searching and then drop the right information. Now, if you do a paid traffic campaign, and I've actually seen this before where some people have ran massive ads and got no results, and then I went and looked at their website, I went and looked at their reviews, had no video, it actually had some really bad reviews. Their website had no conversion. Call today. There was nothing on there that would convert, no deals, no specials, no offers. And then their competitors were a lot more competitive at it. So a lot of people sometimes, too, will run paid traffic campaigns toward like a landing page. You want to make sure you have a specific landing page that's really geared to just get conversion. You know, what do you want them to do? Do you want them to call today? Do you want them to buy something today? What do you want them to do? But this is a very, very powerful way to make things happen quickly. If you set someone up on an SEO campaign and you don't do something like this, you can run into the danger where the client will get unhappy because it just takes too long to get results. And the good thing about this is 100% trackable. So you can see how many leads are coming to you. You know, when you build a website, you want to make sure you put Google Analytics so you can see who's coming there. On these paid traffic campaigns, right, Franklin, you have analytics on this, right, where you can show them the analytics of what's actually happening, right, Franklin?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what you go over in your video, right?
Exactly, that's part of the video update. Yeah.
So to come in at these prices right here, and let me tell you, if someone tries to go in and do this themselves, they will waste more than what they're paying right here, because what happens is if you don't know what you're doing and you go, hey, Google, I want to spend $500, they'll actually swoop up every single penny and they'll put you in places you might not necessarily want to be. And then you might have kids clicking on your stuff, other people clicking. You know, when you have a manager, they make sure that they put you in the right place at the right time to the right people that you're looking for. And if you're not careful, Google will just try to swoop up all that money. They go, hey, here's $500. Let's get it out there, right? Let's get people clicking away. And then if it's not managed right, then you might get a lot of clicks, but no one buy because it got all spent up by the wrong people. And I'm sure, and that's why it's so important to have a manager, and they're worth every penny. But some people, he's right, will come in and they'll say, give me $1,000, and they take most of that money, they pocket themselves, and very little goes to the campaign. Right here, you can see exactly how much is going to your campaign. This is one of the most fairest and most honest ways to do it, and this is good pricing. Some people charge up to 50%. They say, you want to spend $500? You got to give me $500. So this is very, very, you have a setup fee, but there's a lot of setup that goes into it. But for $147, right, they're managing a $500 campaign. That's a very fair price. If you shop around, that's very fair. So that's why I want to get this in here. I want to train you guys on some of these things, because it's very important that you understand this when you go to your clients, because we're all about getting them results. And this is one of the most important ways of getting them results and affordable. So, Franklin, from there, can you kind of now get into the SEO? Jeremy, you want to back up to the SEO part as well?
Yeah,
and kind of tell the difference and how it can tie in. Yeah.
Before we jump in, there's one thing I just wanted to add too, about, and you touched on it a couple times, about the website/landing page. So it's so important, because if the website is not optimized for conversions, so your website, typically your homepage, is acting as a landing page. Sometimes specific landing pages may be needed even beyond. Even if you have a great website, sometimes for the campaign, a landing page is advised. And in a nutshell, a landing page has one call to action, one decision point. There's no menus. There's no clicking around. It's like, here's what I want you to do. Are you going to do it? If not, then don't do it. I mean, there's one decision point, and so that's in a nutshell is the difference between a landing page and a website. But a website functions as a landing page. And just type in Disability Attorney Portland. Portland, yeah, there you go.
Portland, Oregon, or just Portland?
Yeah, that's fine. That should work. Yeah, that's fine. But I just wanted to demonstrate So like this guy here, Royal Law, if you click on his, so his ads are, his ads aren't bad. They're set up pretty well. The problem is he drives them into this website. And there's so many things that are wrong with this website to begin with, but there's no continuity, right? So I just clicked on an ad that I was expecting something, and it has no continuity. He's driving them to his website. So having that continuity, having a website that first of all, a homepage that's a strong landing page, has strong marketing principles in it, but also has that continuity. So that's why sometimes you still, even though you may have a great website, and whether we build it or not, but sometimes a landing page is really needed to tie in to the ad, to the whole campaign, so there's a continuity. So I just wanted to show. So this guy, I can see he spends a lot of money, and there's even worse ones. I mean, this is just one example, but we've seen, and attorneys are notorious for having that issue. So,
can you talk about continuity? Like what do you suggest on these landing pages?
So if you go back to that search, yeah, just go back. So like we win 98% in Portland, that's their thing. LTD insurance policy, lawyers. So I'm going, oh yeah, I need an LTD insurance policy. So if you click back on it, right?
Doesn't say anything about it.
Right away, it should say, hey, we win 98% of our cases. Are you looking for LTD insurance, or do you need help with that? Yes, we can help you. Fill out the form, and the form there should be a contact form right in above the fold. So they right away they don't have to scroll to contact, and the phone number should be. They do have the phone number at the top, but they've got it in the wrong place. Statistically, 90+% of people look in the upper right-hand corner. So they've got their phone number. They're eating up a lot of space with their header. I mean, there's just so many things that are wrong with this website, but that's the continuity. There should be that same messaging. So what you're seeing in the ad, there's a same or very similar messaging. So they go, oh, I'm in the right place. You come here, and all of a sudden you see these images. It talks about, ERISA, or however you say that. It's not something I'm looking for. I'm looking for LTD insurance because that's what the ad said. Well, what do you think whoever clicked it, the person that clicked this is going to do? They're going to bounce. They're going to leave because this is not what they're looking for. They don't want to have to dig. They click the ad. They're expecting to see a website or a landing page that's connected, that they can take immediate results.
Even putting call today, they even have statistics that you get 78% higher conversion by just putting a call today on next to the phone number.
Yeah, man.
Because people don't know, can I call right now? Do you want me to call? When do I call? Just call anytime, write this number down? Or do I leave a message here? Like, being strong on your call to action and your offers, and also areas you serve. Like it would be important to put on here, we service this area. Or if he's nationwide, right? He's got Portland down here, but it shows up. But he can put a lot more up. He's got a lot of wasted space going on here.
And there's one other thing, too, I wanted to add, as far as, especially with Google Ads. We have a couple tools that we use that are high-end industry tools that allow us to go out and see. As an example, like I can see for Royal Law, I can see, they're getting about 49 clicks a month. They're spending over $1,000 a month in AdWords. And so I can see what they're spending. We can go and we can see, like we can find people that in the industry, let's say for lawyers, we can look to see for disability lawyers what ads they're running, which ads are getting into top of Google. So which ads are Google liking, which ads are getting the most response. Which ads are they getting most of the response? So we're not going to copy verbatim, but we get a good starting point instead of having to start from scratch and go, well, let's see if this works. And then 2 weeks later, they're still not getting results. So we have these tools that allow us to really, look at the competitors in any market and see what they're doing and what's working for them, and then take their successes and add to it.
Yeah, so what he's saying is he has tools that he can do a lot of research about their competition, what they're doing, what keywords are popping. So he has a few different high-powered tools to go in here and help him figure this out. So he's not just swinging in the dark.
Exactly.
So there is a lot of science that goes behind this, and if you don't understand all that, some people try to do it themselves and they just blow a lot of money, and then they say it doesn't work, but they didn't have an experienced person doing it, and it can be complex. And also, can you talk a little bit about the bidding war? There's also bidding on these, right? Maybe talk a little about that, because you don't know how to bid for these correctly too. That's a whole, you have to bid, and like each of these pay-per-click, you guys might not know this, but he might be paying $25 a click on this, where someone else might be $5 a click, and you got to bid for those spots.
Exactly. And so, it's a competitive. So, I mean, Google is the casino, right? So the more people they get competing, the higher the bids go up. But that's only part of the equation. So it isn't the highest bidder wins. I've gotten ones that say, Google's once. I think probably the most extreme was about $20. I can't remember the exact number. It was in the low 20s. They wanted 20 something per click, and I was able to get it at around $6.50 a click and be on the first page at the top, because you need to be in the top 4. You see, typically, not always, but most of the time, Google's going to show 4 ads at the top, and that's where you want to be. You've got to be in the top, because if you're not in the top, people just aren't going to see you and they're not going to click on you. So there's ways, if you know what you're doing, you can get below, you can get more clicks than the guy that's even bidding $25 and you're only bidding $6 to $8. You can still get the click ahead of them if you have everything else set up, because Google's not just looking at bids. They're looking at the whole experience, which ads. So the more an ad shows and the more clicks it gets, the higher click-through rate, the more Google's going to show that, because they're knowing that people are responding to that ad.
Now, one of the things I teach is overpowering Google. So what I mean by that is the statistics say that whoever has this spot here gets 33% of the click-throughs. But statistics say if they see you up in the ads and they see you down here somewhere on this first page, you're even going to get more click-throughs. So you have to have multiple strategies when dealing with Google. You have to have a video strategy. Google owns YouTube, and so your videos show up here. You need to have a review strategy. So when people find you or look you up, then they find really good reviews. Also a Yelp strategy. Yelp, a lot of times Yelp will show up here and it'll say the best 10 disability people or chiropractors, right? And you click on that. So there's multiple strategies that go into this. But a pay-per-click or a paid traffic campaign is, absolutely critical. Now can you go into a little bit about Facebook and talk a little bit about Facebook campaign just for a moment?
Yeah, so Facebook, so as I mentioned earlier, Google is people that are searching for you. So if someone says, disability attorney near me, then they're probably, they know what they want, they're looking, they're searching. In Facebook, this is your old platform of interruptive programming. So in your posts, in your feed, then basically you're going to get, so that's their post. So if you go,
but you have boost campaigns and stuff like that,
right? And so boosting posts is pretty much again, that's going into the casino, handing them your money. You're not going to get much. You need to really know who you're targeting and how to target them, because Facebook and LinkedIn are both interruptive, meaning people aren't really looking for you, but you're interrupting. They do sponsored posts within your feeds, and so you got to grab their attention, right? So that's the difference. It's interruptive. So it's a different type of campaign. You need to position it so you get their attention and then get them to take some type of action. The beauty about Facebook is because it is such a large platform, you can really get specific on who you want to target. As an example, we've got once that we're just getting started on, and she sells new skin products. So she wants, women 35 and above who have, $50,000 in income or more, and have an education, and there's a number of other things that she wants. So we can really, and we can really target that. Plus, we can also find people that are interested in health and beauty and, anti-aging and that kind of stuff. So Facebook is really good. And typically, if you do it right, it's going to be cheaper than Google. Again, they're different. It's not that one. Typically, you could do them in both places, but again, they're different because one is actively searching, so they're pretty strong leads if you do it right on Google. Where Facebook, you have to grab their attention and get them interested. But typically, I've seen the big difference, like Facebook and LinkedIn. Most of the time, you're going to set up a campaign per impression. In Google, you're doing it per clicks. And occasionally, if you have a large campaigns, you'll do per impressions, but you're doing per click. So with Facebook and LinkedIn, it's per impressions. So if Facebook shows your ad in its feed 1,000 times, then if nobody clicks, you're still going to pay, let's say, $10, just as a number. But if you get 100 clicks, now there's 100 clicks cost you $10. If you get one click, that one click costs you $10. So that's the big difference with Facebook and LinkedIn, is that you're paying by impressions as opposed to per click like in Google.
Gotcha. Now, because of time's sake, why don't we move on to the SEO aspect of...
Okay. And you're going to break these into 2 videos? Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah, or I might keep them together just in case. It doesn't matter where they land. But yeah,
okay, I was going to say, if you just wanted to do any questions on the paid traffic before we moved into local SEO.
Yeah, is there any questions we have on the paid traffic? Or do we just do that good of a job? What's that?
I didn't know if we were unmuted or not.
Let me double check here. I don't. If you feel you're muted, can you go ahead and just type something in? If you have a question, type the question up in the chat box, and I'll make sure you're unmuted.
All right, I gotta find it.
Go right there. Okay, what's your question?
Well, the Facebook then looks like it's better for realtors. Would that be a fair assumption?
Yeah. So my experience with realtors is that we were able to get a lot of traffic for, in particular, this one realtor here in Portland. We got a lot of good traffic, but we weren't getting people to convert. So with Facebook, it is another platform where you could really use it for brand awareness. So that's where it would be good for realtors, because Facebook has a lot of targeting options. Whether you want leads or you want clicks to your website or you want likes or brand awareness. There's different ways that you're going to use Facebook, and that's one of the things. They've done a really good job with Facebook. So for realtors, it would be a good brand awareness, comparable to seeing their face on the benches. We're all familiar with seeing benches. The realtor with their ad on the bench. So that's brand awareness, getting people aware of the realtor so that when they have a need, they call. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, basically.
Also, getting back to what he was saying about the landing page, that landing page for real estate agents, because I've done a lot of marketing with real estate agents and done a lot of research on it. And there's 3 important things about a realtor's landing page or website. 1, people want to see recently sold homes. 2, they want to see what does the community think about them, testimonies. And 3, they want to know, what do you specialize in? What area? Like, do you do short sales? Do you actually do business in Rockland, Roseland, Portland? Where do you, and you have to be really specific and quick to answer those questions. And then another thing that we found to really be helpful with the real estate agents, so let's say you get people over to that website, they have that IDX solutions where people go and start searching for properties. And so if they get a lot of traffic, people will go on that person's website and just searching left and right for properties. What you want to do as a real estate agent is you want to make sure that by the first search, you're getting their contact information. And you're not only getting it, but you're also having a text message sent to you or an email that you can respond to immediately, because statistics have found that if a real estate agent responds quickly, people like that because they want a responsive real estate agent. So they'll put their information in, they're doing searches, and you call them or text them right away, and you can convert a lot faster. So there's a little bit that goes into each of these niches, and that's why we're here training you and teaching all these different things. And you'll learn all these yourself. Did you have another question, Andy? I'm sorry. Did you have another question?
I was going to say it seems very demographic specific. You can do it that way for Facebook. Because I know a person who's sells those skin products too. I always see her on Facebook. It's a friend of mine, and I was thinking of maybe approaching her with this service, as well as
and like you said, with any of these platforms, we can really target pretty much any area. We don't really do international. We can, but all our clients are basically North America or primarily the U.S. But you can. The one thing with LinkedIn, it has smaller areas, so you can't go usually by city. You have to, like with Oregon, it's broken up into 4 metro areas. I can't go specific down to a city like you can in Facebook and Google.
Right. And I imagine like attorneys. Well, obviously, attorneys would be. Attorneys would be also good for. Would that? Do you find they're better on Facebook versus Google?
No, Google attorneys are really, Google is really the platform for them because when people need an attorney, they search.
All right.
I wouldn't even recommend a Facebook. Now LinkedIn, if we have one attorney, we're just finishing up a website, and he does construction law. So LinkedIn is a good place for him to get in touch with people that are doing construction. So so B2B, LinkedIn would be really good for an attorney. So, if they're that type of attorney. But for people like DUI and disability and those kind of attorneys, then Google's usually the place for them, and that's why it's so competitive, and the prices are pretty high on Google.
How about divorce law?
Yeah, divorce law too. When people need a divorce lawyer, they're going to go search for one.
Right.
It's not really a good place to be interrupting people. Hey, you need a divorce? It's not a good thing.
Each state has different laws governing that kind of stuff. So, yeah. All right.
Troy, you had a question here? Make sure you're not
yeah, kind of. It's kind of in line with what you were talking about. I had a real estate license for about a decade, so I think you're absolutely right. Especially in like a city, if you're in a large area, it's crucial to niche yourself as a realtor, because the broad, looking up, or trying to market under a broad term like real estate, there's just so many different reasons somebody might look, and you're just using up money for nothing. What you want are people that are actively looking to buy or sell real estate, and in that regard, they're a lot easier to find if you specifically look at a niche, because if they're interested in a condo, they're not looking under real estate, they're looking for condos. And the other thing, a specific question was, have you ever tried actually just marketing a specific listing, a home for sale? Has that ever been tried?
I haven't done that one.
I'm curious what kind of results that might get. But and then one other thing, I just thought, this is off track a bit, but just something to think about, is potentially maybe coming up with a strategy for us as Agora advisors to maybe use your services to target a landing page. Maybe we can even, if we're having trouble capitalizing it, maybe we can, a couple of us can put our funds together and fund a specific landing page and just contribute to it and split any leads from it. That's it. Thank you very much.
You could go after leads for the opportunity, or you guys could specifically go after people that maybe want a website or internet marketing. You can go after customers, or you can go after people that want to work the opportunity. Either way. Exactly. Okay, so because of time, we're going to end this section. And if you're watching this video, then you'll be able to go to local SEO in the marketplace, and we'll go ahead and we'll stop this video here, and then we're going to go into the local SEO training.